Justin. Just 2 seconds. Is it Kedrian? Is that how you pronounce it? Okay. Thanks. Grind, that's right, yeah, thank you. You need almanac. Saniki too.
Oh, you guys locked them in. Thank you.
All right, we are joined by UCLA head coach Kelly Inouye Perez and players Alexis Ramirez, Caitlin Terry, and Jessica Clements. A reminder to please silence your cell phones. Give your name and media affiliation when you get the mic to ask a question. Recording of the press conference with cell phones is prohibited, and if you want to ask a question on Zoom, make sure to use the raise hand function. We'll start with a opening statement from coach, then go to player or questions just for players. Players will be dismissed, then go back to questions just for coach. So, coach, if you have an opening statement.
Yeah, just we knew it would be a great game. You know, they're a great competitor, they're a great team, but I love the way my team fought tonight. And we have a saying, you know, like I think things happen that are out of our control that can actually frustrate you and can get you out of your game. And the one thing that I talked about with the team prior to is to eliminate the noise. Things are going to get crazy. Eliminate the noise and figure out how to play the game one pitch at a time. So, I'm proud of them. Their ability to throw punches, their ability to stay in. KT pitched an amazing game, and her and Lefty worked so beautifully together. Had a great game plan, and they just made adjustments. But with that being said, game one is the biggest one. So our ability to get this one is something that I'm very proud of, the way that we did it, and to be able to not come from behind, but put ourselves in a position to have that walk-off, I think is a sign of great things to come. I'm really excited about getting back out there.
Okay, we'll start with questions for players. Front row, left.
James Krupke with the Oregonian. Jessica, you had homered off of Sokolsky back earlier in the season. What were you sitting on, and what did you hit there? And just how big a moment was that feel like for a transfer who I imagine you wanted this stage and you got that opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, this is every girl's dream. This has been my dream for as long as I can remember. I never thought I'd be here. Super blessed to be here. I do remember my at-bat against Sokolsky. I was just trying to take it one step at a time, one breath at a time, one pitch at a time. I had a good first hack, and it all started also with just a base runner getting on, and I was quite honestly just looking middle and looking for a good pitch that I want to drive and just going for a base hit to keep the rally going, not trying to do too much, and I got the payoff from it, and I'm so blessed to be here alongside and to have gotten the opportunity to have that at bat. And again, that started with getting a base runner on, and it was feel on top of the world. That was awesome.
Okay, we go front row, right.
Brady Vernon, Softball America. Alexis, just getting that home run and finally breaking through against Grind, just how big a relief was that in the dugout to kind of keep things going?
Yeah, it was awesome. I think that it was just a big momentum switch for us. Again, credit to the base runner getting on. I think it was Jordan just extending the inning and passing the bat. Without whoever's in front of me, I don't get that chance. But it was really big momentum switch for us, and it was good.
Okay, we'll go back to front row, left.
James Krupke with the Oregonian. Alexis, the obstruction rule is certainly a controversial one, and everybody's got opinions on it. From your perspective, walk us through the play and what you believe you can and should do differently there to avoid obstruction, and what were your emotions in that half inning to go from that in the top half to going home victorious in the bottom half?
Yeah, I think that there are just rules a part of the game, and that's one of them, and that's out of my control. But just credit to my teammates for getting a rally going in that inning and having my back at the end of the day.
Okay, we go front row, right.
Brady Vernon, Softball America. KT, what kind of goes into pitch sequencing and those kind of conversations when you played a team already 3 times this season?
I think, honestly, it was very different this time because they didn't see my best the first time we played them. So, honestly, just attacking them with my strength and my pitches because they just haven't seen me, how I am.
Any more questions for players? Okay, players, you're dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, questions for Coach Inouye Perez? Okay, go front row, left here.
James Krupke with the Oregonian. Kelly, just the same question that I was asking Alexis, but when the initial call is out at home and you're nearly out of the ball game at that point and it's overturned on obstruction, your perspective on the play and what your catcher could have even done differently on a play that the throw home was out by a couple of steps.
Yeah, I don't agree with the call, period. I thought she was clearly out. So with that being said, it is a rule that is interesting. You know, we were eliminated from the World Series when obstruction was clearly just a mess, and I believe, unfortunately, things like this in the game happen. So with that being said, there is nothing. It was obstruction. They called it obstruction, period. The fact that we answered back and walked it off is what I want to walk away from this game from. I'm proud of them, that they didn't let that carry the momentum and give it back to them.
Okay, we'll go front row right.
Brady Vernon, Softball America. Jessica's hit 3 homers now in the postseason. She's surpassed her career high. Just has anything changed for her lately, or just even this going into the season from Cal Poly?
You know, what's so funny is the best part about Jessica is she's so humble. You know, when we recruited her from the portal, you know, she actually had great numbers, and I asked her what her biggest fear was coming to UCLA, because there were so many great things to look forward to, and she was really excited about the program and knew a lot about the program. And she said, my biggest fear is that am I going to be good enough to be able to play at this level? And I don't even know when it was, but it was later towards the season. But she was getting a little frustrated, and I had to tell her, I said, you know, and with the whole team, I said, there's no reason for you to get frustrated. You have 1 year to play softball here as a Bruin. And in the 1 year that you've been a Bruin, you have done so much to leave your name as somebody to be remembered on, not just being able to hit for average, because she hits for high average, but her ability to hit for power. And she said, Coach, I didn't hit home runs. But credit to our coaches, credit to Jess, credit to her. And I said to her in the dugout when she was 0 for, you know, she ended up getting a hit, but she was 0 for, and I said, you know, introduce yourself on this stage. Let them know who you are. And she was dancing, you know. So I was telling the team, I'm like, just loose. Just enjoying the moment and really saying, you know, I just love being here. This is so much fun. So to be able to see her literally, you know, end it there with a walk-off is when she truly says she's living her dream. Her dream was to play here at Oklahoma City. There's nothing better than to be able to hit a walk-off home run in Game 1 at the College World Series. That'll be a memory she'll have for a lifetime, period. I'm so proud of her.
Any more questions? Okay, front row left.
James Kirby with the Oregonian. Kelly, when Grind was struggling with first pitch strikes in the first, but you guys managed to have a lot more success against her, whether by run scoring or just getting on and threatening throughout. What shifted on your side of the coin? Because she was attacking the zone far better from the second on, yet your guys' offensive success was stronger despite that. What adjustments did you guys make, particularly with Alexis there?
Yeah, I mean, just period adjustments. She throws the ball up. Our goal was to have a high turn, and we got it. That's it.
Any more questions? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we're joined by Oregon head coach Melissa Lombardi and players Lindsey Grine, Kedre Lashar, and Paige Sinicki. A reminder to please silence your cell phones and give your name and media affiliation when you get the mic to ask a question. Cell phone recordings of the press conference are prohibited, and then to please raise your hand on the Zoom if you want to ask a question. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Lombardi, then go to questions just for players, and then the players will be dismissed, and then go back to questions just for Coach Lombardi. So if you have an opening statement, feel free.
I absolutely loved our fight tonight. This group has been waiting all day. We've been waiting all year to be in this moment and to walk on the field and watch these guys look up and see the crowd and see our fans. And to just know how hard they worked all year to get here was just an unbelievable feeling. I loved our fight throughout the entire game. It was a dogfight. I thought Lindsay did a great job on the mound. Our defense was great. It was a total pitcher's duel. And I just look at two swings that were the difference maker. But I'm just proud of these guys and how they came back. They tied the game up and gave us a chance to win the ball game.
Okay, we'll start with questions for players, front row left. It's right there.
James Creppy with the Oregonian. Paige, walk us through your perspective on the play at the plate when a couple of years ago you were on the other side of an obstruction call in Stillwater that went the other direction. So what was your perspective on the play at the plate and how she impeded your path at that point?
Yeah, I mean, for me at third base, I know I was just going to figure out any way I could score. I definitely got lucky in that situation, but for me to just go into the base as if she was in the way, as she was, that's all I had to do. And no matter what, I was going to figure out a way to score for the team in that situation in the 7th inning. So that's kind of what was going on and what was thinking in my head, was just figuring out any way to score.
Okay, we go back corner here on the left side.
Brett Taylor, KZI 9 Sports. Lindsay, you said a couple weeks ago how, hitters sometimes are going to just hit their marks. It's just the way the game works. In a game where it felt like all your stuff was working and only the one bomb that was really the mark on your left, just how much did you learn from this game where maybe coming into tomorrow, there are no mistakes from here on out?
Yeah, I mean, I think the hitters definitely get a vote too. It's part of the sport, it's part of the game. I think it's just having that next pitch mentality to move forward for my team. I mean, that's all you can do. There's no point in looking back at the past. So I think just continuing to have a short-term memory and a really competitive mindset to just focus on what's coming next. I mean, who knows? The future might not look perfect, but it also could work out really well for the Ducks, and I think it will.
Okay, we go back to front row left.
James Creppy with the Oregonian. Kedri, how do you personally reset in this one? Because if not for one of those two swings, both your swing early and what looked like a far more incredible catch in center than you made it look like to most of us, were obviously two of the huge plays in the game up until the very end there. How do you personally reset when you had the kind of night that you did up until that point?
Yeah, I think just doing everything I can for my teammates. That's what's always on my mind. It's never, oh, I want to get on base for me. I want to get on base for my teammates and just I want to do what I can, kind of like what Paige said. She's going to do anything she can to score, and that's how we all are. We're going to do anything to get it done for each other.
Okay, we go to the back left corner again.
Brett Taylor, KZI again. Paige is a veteran of this team. Is there anything after a loss like this that needs to be said to the team heading into tomorrow's game, where obviously from here on out there's no room for error? It's win or where your season ends at this point.
Yeah, I think this group is so good at bouncing back. We've shown it all year, and so I'm excited to see what we're able to do tomorrow. And I think for us, when we can change our mindsets to being competitive, we're so unbeatable. And I think that's what we're going to see tomorrow, is just how can we relax and trust what we've been doing all year and really just dive into each other and just really buy into that, because once we have that, we're so good. So I think today maybe we didn't see the game as much as the type of game that we usually play, but I think looking forward, I know all of us want to keep and continue to play games with each other, so I think you're going to see that type of fight show up every day.
Okay, we'll go back to front row left.
James Creppy with the Oregonian. Lindsay, after your first pitch strikes went up rather significantly, and yet some of their offensive success, particularly their big bats, picked up after that, even when you were attacking the zone. What adjustments did they make there, particularly from some of their better hitters, Poya and Grant and Woolery, as the game went on, to have a little bit of success?
Yeah, I mean, I think I always try and stay locked in on what I can do for our team. It's more about our plan versus the other team's plan. So I think just figuring out the umpire's zone, that's step one. And then from there, it's just collaborating with coach and just figuring out how we're going to get these batters out and working with Emma as well. And like I said earlier, the hitters get a vote too. So I think just working pitch by pitch, and yeah.
Okay, last question for players.
Aiden Hess, KWVA Sports. Lindsay, before this game, you were the last pitcher to face UCLA. 5 innings, complete game shutout in that one back in late April. You had your stuff working again tonight. What differences were you working with tonight versus the last game against them?
Yeah, I mean, I think
I like to stick to my process as well. That's what our team is really big on across the board. So sticking to what I do and what my process looks like with Coach and Emma and the rest of my team. And yeah, I mean, we're at the College World Series. I think that's the only difference. We're not at the Jane. And I think moving forward, just making Oklahoma City just like Eugene and making that for us, or our team.
Okay, that'll wrap up. Thanks for players. You guys are dismissed.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach? Okay, we go front row left.
James Kirby with the Oregonian. Missy, like I referenced, the obstruction rule a couple of years ago went against you guys, and then it snowballed the other way. Your perspective on the play at the plate, and how confident were you going into the review that it was going to be overturned and that was going to be a tie game at that point?
I think you never know what the reviews, what it's going to come back to, but just seeing the play and looking at it from my advantage point, it just looked like it was obstruction from the beginning to the end of the play.
Okay, we go front row right.
Brady Vernon, Softball America. Just how impressive is it for Lindsay to have another quality outing against a good offense, especially when the game's kind of shaped to favor hitters right now?
I love what she's doing on the mound, and I love our team and how they fight behind her. I'm really proud of her. We're on the other end of this, but these guys, you're going to see a really good-looking team tomorrow. I love how these guys play and how they play for each other. She works her butt off for these guys, and they do the same. So I'm proud of her fight. It's tough to be on the other end of it, but we've been here before, and we have that experience. These guys do a great job of putting it away and being ready to go for tomorrow. And so I'm looking forward to seeing her and her teammates back on the field ready to compete.
Okay, we'll now get a second row on the left here.
Saul Gavon, KWA. Despite the outcome, it seemed like they played with a lot of joy. And we're talking about the fight right now. It's such a big moment for a lot of these players playing in the first World Series. And you being here before, did you say anything to them pregame that kind of calmed nerves, before they stepped out on the field?
For them, just to stick to their process. That's something we've been doing all year long. It doesn't matter where we're playing, who we're playing. It's about us. That's the most important thing in understanding what our process looks like. And for them just to continue on. For this group, it's their first time today to play at the World Series, and what an unbelievable thing for us. We've been waiting all year to be here. So, again, I love their fight. A couple things go our way, and we could be on the other side of this. But what I do know is every time something doesn't go our way, how do we bounce back? And we bounce back the way the Ducks know how to bounce back.
Okay, we'll stay second row on the left here.
Aiden Hess, KWVA Sports. Coach, you talk about bouncing back, and after all of your losses, you've not followed it up with another one, haven't lost consecutive games this year. How much and what are you telling your team going into tomorrow in the elimination game?
For them we talk a lot about to have the ability to start fast, stay fast, and finish fast. And I thought we started a little slow today. And I think for them, I think you're going to see them start fast tomorrow.
Okay, we go front row left now.
James Kirby with the Oregonian. Missy, kind of a two-parter on the last at-bat there, but one, I don't know if you had a chance to look back at it yet, but did Elise miss her spot, or was Clements just come through with a big hit there? And two, I realize not that you have very many good options with Paula next, but because Clements had homered off Elise earlier in the season, was there any thought of managing around that or getting around her in any way?
We're in the moment, we're heated the moment, and we're making those decisions, and we felt great with our decisions, and those were the decisions that we made, and we went for it. I thought Elise came in relief and was really excellent on the mound. I loved what she was doing.
Any more questions? Okay, one more.
It gets lost in a game like this, but how much should we not lose sight of what Kedry did in this game on both ends? Because the hit early, but again, that catch at center, that by replay, it sure looked like if she doesn't catch that or it goes off her glove, it's going over the wall. And again, that gets lost to a great play at the end for them, but how much should we not lose sight of the things that you guys did on your guys' end that very well could have been the game-changing plays the other direction?
Yeah, definitely. Loved watching Kedry come up and make that big play in center field, and then again to do it at the plate, to sit on that and get a hit for us and score that RBI. Kedri has been doing that all year. Like those catches, I'm not even surprised anymore. It's almost routine for her. And then just how she's been coming up clutch all year has been so impressive. Again, just extremely proud of her, and I'm looking forward to seeing her do it again tomorrow.
Okay, that'll wrap things up. Thank you.